So this unit is a fun one because now we get into the algebra part of math. I hope you guys like it. Today we've got the distributive property. We've been talking about the other properties, the commutative property, associative property, other types of identity properties. So today I want to spend time talking about the distributive property. So first thing you need to know, equivalent expressions are expressions that have the same value, all right? Both of them are equal to one another. So now, the distributive property. To multiply a sum or difference by a number, you need to multiply each term inside the parentheses by the number outside the parentheses. Now, I know that might sound like a bunch of mumbo-jumbo, but look at these examples here. So what it says is we've got a, and remember that's the variable that can stand for any number, and a is being multiplied by the sum of two numbers, b and c. We don't know what those are. Same thing in the second example, a is being multiplied by the difference of b and c. So what we need to do is, just one second here. All right, because we don't know what the numbers are, b and c, we can't add them. All right, so what we need to do is we need to take the outside term, that letter A, and we are going to multiply it by B, and we're going to multiply it by C. Because look at what it's saying. It's saying A times whatever B plus C is. So this is just a different way to solve it, and we get the same exact answer as if we were to add it first and then multiply. I'm going to show you some examples with actual numbers later, but A times B is simply going to be A times B, or AB, and then you've got A times not just C, but I want you to look at it, we've talked about this, positive C. Always take the sign in front of the number. That's going to identify if it's a positive or negative. So A times C is a positive A times C, or AC. Guess what? You're done. You don't have to do anything more with that. So look at the second example. It's the same concept. You're going to take that outside variable A, and you're going to multiply it by B, and you're going to multiply it by C. So A times B is A times B, or AB, and A times, it's not C, A times negative C. You got to rely on all those rules that we worked so hard on at the beginning of the year. A times, a positive A times negative C, positive times a negative is a negative AC, different signs. And that's the answer. You don't have to solve it any further than that. So now I want you to take a look at this. The way that every single one of your math teachers has ever told you how to solve this is orders of operations, parentheses first. All right, so if I do 5 times what's in parentheses, 6 plus 7 is 13, and then I multiply 5 times 13, I'm going to get 65. Done. But I want to show you a different way. Let me rewrite this here. If I get my 5 times the quantity of 6 plus 7, try it with the distributive property. See what happens. Take that outside number 5, multiply it by 6. 5 times 6 is going to give you 30. And then take that outside number again and multiply it by 7. 5 times 7, and again it's a positive 7, is positive 35. What's 30 plus 35? This is what we started off talking about, equivalent expressions. All right, they are equal. There's two different ways to do the same exact problem. So same thing, you could take 9 minus 3 to get 6, and then 8 times 6 is 48. Let me just put that in the corner. All right, and then do the distributive property. That outside number is being multiplied by everything inside the parentheses. So multiply that outside number by everything in the parentheses. We're going to take 8 times 9, which is 72, and then we're going to take 8 times negative 3, and 8 times negative 3 is going to give you a negative 24. If you take 72 minus 24, voila, you've got 48. So I know what some of you are thinking, why would I ever do that? I can just take 9 minus 3, get 6, and multiply it by 8. Boom, easy, done, quick. I agree completely. Those are all numbers. Use your orders of operations. But what happens when we have something like this? Algebraic expressions. Look inside those parentheses. Can you take x plus 5? No. We don't know what that is. It's not 5x. That would be x times 5. This is x plus 5. We don't know if x is 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 billion. We have absolutely no idea what x is, so we can't add it. However, with the use of the distributive property, you can simplify it. That outside number is being multiplied by everything inside. So you're going to take 4 times x, which is 4x, and then you're also going to take 4 times 5, which is positive 20. You're done. You do not have to simplify any further. You are done with it. All right, same thing for the second example. It's just being subtracted instead of added, but we can't take 10 from y. We have no idea what y is. So we're going to multiply. 6 is being multiplied by everything in those parentheses, so multiply 6 by everything in the parentheses. 6 times y is 6y, and 6 times negative 10 is negative 60. All right, you're going to have to watch yourself on two things here. You're going to have to watch yourself on the signs. All right, that is one mistake that people will make. And the second mistake is people will multiply the first term, but they won't multiply the second one. They'll do the 6 times y, but then they'll totally forget to do 6 times 10. So you've got to do them both. All right, so we're going to be practicing in class tomorrow. All right, I'll see you then.